your body, whether that's your physical body or your mental body or your emotional body. They're not really bodies, but they're like kind of layers of yourself. Um, they hold your memories, they hold your traumas, specifically your traumas. I'm going to kind of focus on that area because for me, and probably for a lot of you, um, you're going through and healing your trauma that's locked into your body, and it feels like little pains or big pains everywhere. And as you go through this, it's kind of a metamorphosis process. It's literally the caterpillar going into the cocoon. When you're in the cocoon, the caterpillar sits there and it dissolves and it raises its vibration so high that it dissolves itself and then it rebuilds from a single point, a single core. That's the mustard seed inside of you. So when you are sitting in stillness, when you are sitting within yourself, it feels uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable energy. It might be hard to breathe. It might be hard to concentrate. And there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of energy like flowing around, trying to stop the process, trying to stop you from breaking free from the conditioning, the programming, the lies, the manipulation, the illusion, because that's what you're locked in, layer after layer after layer after layer after layer. You are locked in different levels of programming, different levels of conditioning, different levels of beliefs. And the further you go into this process of undoing this, of alchemizing it, the harder it actually gets. And the harder it gets because the more you're clearing out. But the reward is greater. But it's hard. I'm not going to lie. This is tough. When I went through this about 10 plus years ago, when I did this part of the process, I broke free of the illusion. I broke free of what you guys call the ego. And I gained a bunch of wisdom and awareness and knowledge. And then I just started going to work because it was like go mode, do mode. But I had only cleared out certain aspects of myself at that point. This life, as you see me, Rebecca, I healed everything I could find in her life. And then that's where I kind of stopped because I didn't realize, at least for me, this is my story, that my spirit, my greater self, my higher self, there were additional layers that needed to be dealt with. And that was at my spirit level and also my twin flame level. See, the twin flame dynamic was exactly how I described it from the beginning on this channel, where God created from itself, it pulled from itself a part of itself, it split itself in two, and you got the right and the left hand of God, the twin flames, God the Father, God the Mother. And then these two took on the identities, and they started to take on more identities and started to take on what we call a mind, a greater mind, the greater mind that literally controls everything in the universe. It is not a human. It's not you at a human level. You might control your own little universe, which is your own wrapped belief systems, your memories, your traumas, your thoughts, your ideas, your conditioning, your programming. Yes, that is true at that singular level. But when you zoom out and you have the ability to see the greater universe, you see this is where the dysfunction really started. It didn't start in a human, because if it started in a human, then it would only be that one human. And it's not, because every human is individual. Every human has its own set of beliefs, its own set of problems, its own set of conditioning and programming. These two held the core beliefs, the core belief systems that kept the majority, actually everyone on this planet, locked into the dysfunction. It's exactly like that. What do you do? These are the creators of the game, the players. They're the ones playing the game. They're the puppet masters. They created everything. They're basically the CEOs of the universe. You people down here, not to say you're less than, but you are, in an energy realm, yes, absolutely. You're a fragment, a fraction of this. You are in the game. You've been placed into the game as an experience for learning. That's what this is. It is a video game. It is a movie. And you think you have free will and control, but you do not. But at the same time, you sort of kind of do. So for me, I realized from the lesson of Jesus, where Jesus was going around trying to teach everybody how to do the things he was doing, how to understand the level of understanding that he had, but he was way above them. They didn't get it. They didn't get it at all. Not even after he died, they didn't get it. And nothing changed. In fact, what happened during that time locked everyone into an even worse control system rooted in religion. Your God. And your God now just became a fake God. Not the real God, because the real God would be free. Limitless. Infinite potential. Anything and everything is possible. That's not the reality you live in. So this trauma started here in the beginning. And this is the argument or the conversations I've had with God, which is, okay, great, there's two. And I appreciate that because I have somebody to play with. But what happens when one goes toxic? Look at your system here in the United States. You have a two-party system, a right and a left. Isn't that ironic? They don't like each other at all. Totally different beliefs. The biggest division ever. Do you think you're going to get a far right person and a far left person in a room and get them to agree? Good luck. It's not going to happen. They're not even in the same frequency. And that's exactly what happened with these two. One fell really far, became animalistic and primal, attacked the other. The masculine attacked the feminine, and enslaved it and said, "You're mine, you're my property. You can't do or be anything else." And that's what locked in this system, this simulation. And so that's why we see the oppression, the suppression of the feminine, deemed unworthy, and not everywhere, but for the most part, and not able to be in her beautiful, strong feminine energy. This is shifting, by the way, and this is why it's shifting, because as I'm going through the lower chakras and being in stillness, because the lower chakras are more of the feminine. She is more of the relaxed. She is more of the foundation. She is the energy within the web, because the matrix is a web and it will stay. Right now, the web is dark. It's dark in a negative aspect. The web is changing into light because of this work. Going into the body and trying to be in stillness, which is difficult because of all of the outside influences and because of the programming and the conditioning. And I am at a level, and you were probably there too, where I am not just healing Rebecca. Rebecca's already healed. Her life is gone. It's over. I am at a God level and entering into last night and over and over and over again into the wounds of the mother, the wounds of the divine feminine, which is way greater than me. I am a tiny body, and the amount of pain is unreal. I don't even understand. I do not even understand a fraction of the damage that was done. I don't. This is lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And it went on and on and on and on and on. As you can see, it affects me. This is a lot. And I said to God, you got to help me because I can't handle this. You're going to have to help me process a lot of this because this is more than I can bear. And that's probably where you're at too. Your body locked in the traumas, not just of your life, but of your greater selves' lives as well. And you are here to break those generational traumas. Some call them curses. They're not really curses. They're more traumas that locked into your body. This is not going to be easy. I get it. And if you're not ready for this next step, please don't do it. Because this is where I'm at. And this is where, if you want to get to this next level of God level, this is what you're going to have to do. I'm going on a fast, no food, just water. Blessing my water, cleansing my body on the inside. Getting the toxins out of my body, the poisons, the, what's the other one? Not poisons. Anyway, getting the stuff out of my body, out of this body on the inside. And I can already feel my programming telling me, oh, you need to eat. But it's just programming, and I can see it from an observation perspective now. Because I know as an immortal, because I went through this before, I don't need food. I pulled in my food, my energy from the things around me because I'm pure energy. And that's the state I'm going for, is my pure light, love, God state energy. So number one, it's fasting, because fasting is going to expedite the process. It's going to speed it up, and I need speed right now because this is very difficult because I'm breaking through the eggshell and getting all of this trauma out of my body. And so doing so means just sitting in it, feeling it, letting it process like that. And that's what's going to happen. And the energy is, I could feel it being pulled off. I could see it being pulled off or being removed. And it's going to feel like sickness. It's going to feel like stuffiness. It's going to feel like overwhelming. You're going to get all kinds of emotions, all kinds of thoughts. This is where it gets tough. And this is where you have to rely on God. And think of the caterpillar. When the caterpillar is in that state of dissolving, it doesn't go through the worry, what's going to happen to me. It trusts and surrenders to God, to the process, that I'm going to come out something incredible on the other side. And I'm willing to allow this to happen to me. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Because I know at the end of this, I'm going to be a completely different being. And the being that I know that I am inside at the core, I'm going to go back to that little core that little mustard seed that's in there, and dissolve the body. It's going to be tough. I'm here for you if you need anything. Just know that I love you very much. And I'll keep you posted. And I may not post the next couple of days because it might be pretty tough, or maybe I will. But anyway, know that I love you. Have a great day.